Yo, I need y'all to stop what y'all doing right now. I mean right now. Y'all gotta go check out hoodrichbikelife.com, because this episode of Factz of Life podcast, that's who sponsored it. So go check it out, grab some merch, show the support so we can keep running y'all these episodes, and so you can be the best dressed guy in bike life, man. Simple as that. What's going on, everybody? We back at it again with another episode of the Factz of Life podcast. Today's episode, I basically just want to get into some recent events, some things I'm about to be doing. As you see behind me, I got the banner from Bike Life Peace Project Rideout. We just did it on August 20th. This one doesn't say the actual date, but August 20th we just did that. And overall, it was a successful event. We had a decent turnout, bunch of good energy, people popping out. We did have one thing that went wrong, which we'll get into in a minute, but I want to thank all the sponsors, everybody who, believed in this project, everybody who got behind it, sponsored. And unfortunately, we did have an event that happened with one of my buddies, Bloom. He came out, basically, we did the whole ride, got back, we're doing the events, and Bloom was talking, somebody basically got into a conversation, some words were exchanged. Guy went back to his car, got a gun, came back. He didn't actually pull it out, but he did let it be known that he had a gun on him, and, it didn't really get him far. Once he came back with the gun, started arguing and gestured for the gun. Everybody was basically yelling, "This is a peace project. What are you doing?" Like, looking at him like he was crazy. So, after that, he just left. Nothing bad went down, but unfortunately, it is somebody who kind of was involved in the project a little bit. He doesn't ride bikes, but he was somebody who was there to support one of the local brands. I'm not going to put them out there, give them any publicity, promotion, anything like that, but just know they are taking off the project. They have been, removed from everything basically bike life related. And basically, this is a situation that when it happens, most people don't really want to talk about things like this and, put it out there for the public to be known. But I spoke with it, with all the other board members of the Peace Project. And basically what we came to, like, we can only help a certain group of people. There's always going to be them people out there that, don't have the necessary tools they need to, get a message across. I don't know. To me, it was a pride thing, but basically, long story short, we can't stop people from acting the way they act. We can only change the way we react to it and, our personal actions. And, for everybody who was there, I apologize for, there's nothing I could really do, but I do apologize for, just not going with my first judgment and actually letting people be involved that I didn't think all the way was in it from the start. This is a group of people who I really didn't want to work with because I didn't really all the way see their value and where they fit in with us as the bike life community. We're a real select group of people. I don't like people basically trying to come in and kind of piggyback off what I'm doing. I'm not saying that's what other people are doing, but when I just catch certain vibes, y'all know, watching this, I'm here for the community. So at the end of the day, I'm always going to do what I got to do and, do my best to protect y'all. So I do apologize to anybody that affected. Nobody should ever be scared to come out. This is a situation that could have happened no matter where you went. The way that it was handled with everybody stood together. We stood up against it. Nobody really took the threat serious. It wasn't, I'm not going to say it wasn't a serious threat because you go back to your car and get a gun and come back and want to still argue. Like, if you felt threatened to need that, you got to go to your car and get a gun. Like, you better off just leaving. Like, especially you coming back, ain't nobody here armed, which is weird. But at the end of the day, there's no excuse for people acting like that, but we can't change it. But all we can do is really give these people the resources how to de-escalate a situation, stuff like that, and all of us try to, do better on that. But yeah, with that, they are removed from the Peace Project. Going forward, I know we're doing another event in, I believe, the first, second week of October. We're going to do a smaller event, not as much, more of a ride out, nice meetup. I'll talk with everybody, stuff like that, like I normally do, but not as, not all the food, stuff like that. I mean, we're still trying to work it out. We still going to have, food, drinks for everybody, whether it be pretzels, stuff like that. But we are working on another one, and this one is mainly going to be me talking, leave from Payne's, meet back up at Payne's, more of an average Philly ride out. We're going to, it's smaller. We don't have a budget, but we did have, some leftover money that we're going to use to make this happen rather than, you can't just keep it. So we're going to continue to give back and, just figure out the things we did wrong, see what works better. We're going to try, a whole different route, meet up, whole situation this time, see if that helps from people going all the way out west. But, yeah, like I say, man, the situation was just crazy. I was there. I actually was about to get the mic and speak when it was brought to my attention. There was an altercation going on. I looked over, personally seen, the person going to his car, walking. I'm from the streets. I could tell, when I seen him walking to his car like that, my eyes were on him. And then when I seen him walk back, I knew what time it was. I knew, you went and got something out your car. And that's when I came over to try to intervene. And, shout out to Honcho Hugo for basically backing him down. I know, when main man, when you watching this, I know you're not going to appreciate it, but you got to know what the truth was. I was there. We all was there. I read the emails you sent after, saying you resigned from certain boards and projects, which is all good. But, we was all there. We know the situation. At the end of the day, shout out to my cameraman. Shout out to everybody for standing y'all ground against a coward to do, such an act around children. Like my 14-year-old son was there. So, we not going to get into that here, but at the end of the day, that was a coward act. It's not tolerated what we do. If you want to be street, keep it in the street. Don't come to kids where kids is trying to ride bikes and a thing called the Peace Project. But that's neither here nor there. We still pushing, because the same kids we doing it for, they from blocks where, they see this type of stuff all day. Like literally the situation happened, and it's honestly sad. It really hurts my heart to know, like, it makes me proud and it hurts that not one kid ran. When everybody figured out, when, he did the little shirt lift up, lean forward with the, scrunched up face and all that, not one person was intimidated. Everybody stood up and guessed him, which to me was dope. But, at the end of the day, man, there's a time and place for everything. If you want, be street, keep it in the streets. When we out here trying to ride bikes, there's a lot of kids that the streets ain't for them, and that's why they doing this. So all that stuff you need to keep separate. If you felt the need to approach somebody on that level, why wouldn't you have waited till they left the whole situation around everybody? Like we're not going to get into just how stupid it is on all angles that, there's so many people around. Like, it just, there's no way that could have ended up good. It's best in them situations you just walk away, think, and, see if it could be talked about later. If it can't be talked about later, I don't know what to tell you then. And, do what you got to do. But at a situation like that, acting off anger will... Man, listen, it can end your whole career, your life, somebody else's life, put you just locked away. Like a lot of people they lose good situations they had, or, they build a lot of things to lose it all over a split-second situation. So just think before y'all act. Another thing I seen there, Lady Heidi, she's an older lady, runs the Philadelphia pump track. And, we pull up. There's literally 3 feet of sidewalk that just go past the whole thing. A bunch of kids had their bikes. They was, she started moving the bikes, just trying to get them out the way. she personally told me, like, I don't want somebody to step on somebody's spokes. Like, this lady been around bikes her whole life, was moving. One of the kids, it's actually like, you know, one of my boys, he started, you know, kind of arguing, like, don't touch my bike, this, that. And basically what I want to just get to that, we're not going to, you know, talk too much about, but basically, man, y'all got to watch how y'all carry yourselves out there. Like, you know, this lady was just trying to help move your bike, and you start arguing, but literally, like, you're in position to be one of the biggest riders, you know, in the world at that. And you know, kid had a lot of skill, has a lot of skill, and he's really going places. And just to see, you know, you get in situation, and instead of just saying, hey, excuse, you know, I was right here, you know, I appreciate it if you didn't touch my bike, or even leaving it alone. But you just gotta know, man, you gotta start carrying yourselves in more professional manners, because a lot of y'all got the skills, but people will see y'all in public just doing stuff like that. They don't even really know what it's over. They just see you arguing with an older person, stuff like that. So just try to, you know, keep in mind how you carry yourself. And, you know, you don't want to be out here arguing with people in public, man. First and foremost, it's not going to get you nowhere. When you out in public, you start arguing with somebody trying, you know, downgrade, whatever, you know, whatever you want to call it, pride starts to get involved is what happens, and ego, and, you know, somebody says something back. You know, you might say something, the person says something back, now you in front of all your boys, now you go up, just, and 9 times out of 10, man, it's best to, like real talk, like, if you can't say nothing nice, if you don't got nothing nice to say, like, don't even say nothing. Like, you know, you can, I don't know, that's a whole nother subject, but we're not going to get into that. But like I said, man, the Bike Life Peace Project, to me, it's a success because, mainly because I'm dealing with inner city kids who come from these environments, who this stuff is not new to them. So for, you know, like I said, it wasn't to the point where, you know, nobody, you know, few people actually seen that this guy really had a firearm. But like I said, man, to me, it was still successful because nothing too crazy happened, didn't get blown out of proportion. And the kids that we reaching, they grow up around this, and it was a great learning experience. And especially to see everybody come together at the rideout and basically just stand up against it, to me, it was just great. And like I said, we're going to continue to do this. You know, we can't stop bad people from coming out. We can't stop your bike from getting stolen, you know, just whatever. Like, you know, stay on your bike. Just stay alert like you would anywhere in the world. But just know that we out here trying to make a difference, and the bad people will be weeded out of all situations, you know, over time. And, you know, they'll be exposed. So, but yeah, with that, man, the Peace Project was successful. Shout out to everybody who came. Shout out to, you know, just everybody, man. It was a great thing. And to know that something like that happened and we not going to give up on it means the world to me. Yeah, this week, it's Tuesday now. I'm literally, you know, got to have this edited. I'm about to edit this and upload it right away. So, you know, a couple hours from now, y'all be watching this. And, yeah, I'm finished packing my bags, ready to travel. I'll fly out to Houston Thursday morning. I'll be out Houston. Thursday night, we doing a Houston ride out, and then going right back to Galveston. Galveston, Texas is only a half hour away. That's where we'll be for the Galveston, Texas SE Island ride out. You know, shout out to everybody who helped get me out there. Just, you know, the whole team, the SE crew is, you know, one of the dopest things to be on, just to get to travel out. Like, literally 20 sponsor riders from all over the world, just all going up to like a resort island to all just meet up, ride, have fun. SE just messaged us in the chat though and told us that they got a Houston ride in Houston, Texas. That's an airport we fly into. We only like half hour, 45 minutes away. So shout out to the Clutch City Cruisers. They having a Thursday night ride there. I'm gonna be there. It should be like me, One Way Jason, Ball Out, Dell, you know, possibly D-Blocks, J Miles, Joe No Block. So, you know, and everybody out Houston, should be a good time. I was just talking to, you know, one of the guys from out Houston. He said You know, they're hopefully expecting 4,000 to 5,000 people to pop up at this event. So, yeah, man, I think it's going to be crazy. I'm excited to go down there. There's not much I know. I did go out Houston one time, but this is not about to be the same thing. Like I said, we're going to be on the island. We are going to pop out to the Thursday night Houston ride, but that's different than, you know, being out Houston for the weekend when we had a whole, you know, the Moody Gardens Island Resort. Y'all should look it up. You know, if you going out there, man, make sure you tap in. Know I'm going to have some merch. Just I'm out there doing my thing, trying to get a couple more episodes with some people, you know. So look forward to a lot of the SE crew popping up on these next future episodes. You know, we dropping every Tuesday, 7 o'clock. Comment below, man, who y'all want to see on the podcast, man. But y'all just got to know, like, I got to be with them in person to do it. I'm not really trying to do no Zoom interviews, stuff like that. I mean, in a certain situation arises, you might see it happen one day, but probably not on the Factz of Life podcast. But I will, you know, I could Zoom call, do some Zoom or whatever it is, however y'all do the podcast with other people through the internet. I don't really like that. I like the in-person, you know, just the vibes, all that. So, but yeah, man, comment below. Let me know who y'all want on here. I said, man, get back. I go Thursday, come back Monday, and then the following Wednesday, we leave for Jamaica. Shout out to everybody out Jamaica. Like, we really, and we got some things going on, man. Y'all need to stay tuned, man. But ain't too much I wanted to talk about in this podcast. I kind of wanted to get into the Peace Project and what happened with that, but I honestly didn't want to talk about it. But at the same time, just know that it's something that needed to be talked about, because it is something that happened. And, you know, we're going to take responsibility for whatever happens in one of our events, one of our projects. But it was de-escalated quickly. Like I said, there's nothing we can do about it. You know, that happened, you know, and basically we finished up. And everybody went back downtown, continued their ride out, and went about their day like nothing happened. So at the end of the day, we turned the best into a good situation, and know that, you know, the bad apples are weeded out of this project. For anybody who might have heard, feel like it's not a good place to show up, just know it's just as safe as anywhere else in the world, and we doing our best to make sure everything is secure and everybody is protected at all costs. So with that, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Make sure y'all tune in next week and drop all them comments, man. Let's see who y'all want this next episode to be, because I'm going to have a lot of them lined up. So let me know who y'all want to drop first, man. Thanks for tuning in every Tuesday, 7 o'clock East Coast time. Let's get it. Factz of Life.